taking care of business every day. Taking care of business every way. I've been taking care of business. It's all mine. Taking care of business and working overtime.
We are back. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with the always lovely and talented Miss Sugar.
Forgot my name already?
That's right. I'm trying to get a good one in here for you. No, you can't be a Sugar Ray, but Sugar Andrea, I don't know, something like that. And the incredible Urban Miaris, and we have one of our regular favorites with us. Welcome, Eve Nasby from Merit Consulting.
Thank you. And I'm smiling because you know what's coming. It's the handsome and successful Barry Waxler. Let's give it up.
I don't have the sound effects board over here. So anyway, but thank you.
What would be the sound effects for you blushing?
That was it.
You're funny.
So anyway, so how are things with Eve and Merit? I'm looking forward to getting together for lunch tomorrow with you and Michael.
Yes.
So got some great stuff. You weren't here for the opening segment. We were talking about some ways where we can teach investors, including 401k investors, how to analyze their risk and make their portfolio more appropriate to their risk. So I'll talk to you and Michael about that tomorrow.
Brilliant. I can't wait.
So anyway, so what's going on?
Oh, we're just having a great time at Brave, placing wonderful veterans with wonderful companies. I won't say the name this week, but I will next week. But we've got a contract with a great company here in San Diego that wants us to help them find veterans for professional positions, IT, engineering, accounting, and finance. So if you're listening and you're a veteran, or you know somebody who's a veteran looking for work in those areas, please call me 619-244-3000 and I can get you connected.
Great. Well, tell us one quick question before we get into some other stuff. I know we've talked about this many times. Why you want to hire veterans, versus non-veterans, what have you. And I mean, everybody's great in their own way. But is there any type of company that's more in tune with veteran hiring than another type, and anything like that?
That is such a good question. I would say the bigger companies are more in tune. They've got better resources to do more research, to hire people to help them find veterans than smaller companies do. And I think there's a big educational opportunity out there for us to teach companies why it's important to hire veterans, and also to remove that elephant in the room. So many people think of PTSD if they hire a veteran, which is just absolute nonsense, but it's an education. So we really are focused on educating companies, small and large, about that.
Well, you do know that I am now officially volunteering you for a project.
I'm excited.
Oh, you are?
Well, Andrea, you already know about this. Eve just wasn't in studio with us, earlier in the session. But we are building out a series of podcasts with Mr. Urban.
Yes.
Okay. And we definitely want you to talk about depression and PTSD, hiring veterans, know your role in a business, discovering your assets and resources, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So this is going to be a long series of short segments, and definitely with your knowledge and connections and everything else, we want you involved in all of these.
Thank you. Such a great idea.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Probably the biggest question I get by employers is, why should I hire a veteran? And what's the main reason? And my response is, besides, it's right and it's just and all that, is that problem solving.
Yes.
Probably the strongest asset any veteran has, disabled or non-veteran, is the problem solving, because that's part of being in the military. It's solving a problem when it comes and reacting immediately.
And you don't need a degree to be good at problem solving. I know I've said this before, but Amazon did a study of their mid-level managers, all MBA. And they took a look at the performance of those MBA managers, and they compared them to their peers who were not MBA candidates but were veterans. And do you know, over a 2-year period of time, Amazon discovered that those veterans, non-MBA, outperformed their peers 2-to-1.
Really?
Wow.
So I agree with what you're saying, Urban. It's actually backed up statistically. So hire a veteran.
Yeah, if you have any of those studies available, I would love to get a hold of them.
Okay, sure. Absolutely.
So we can use a lot of that information as time goes on.
Well, not to diminish, an education. I mean, there's something to be said for that, but there's something more to be said for practical experience that can be applied in the workplace.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So anyway, without further ado, we have one of your, how do we introduce. I'll tell you what, I'm going to let you do the introduction.
Where's the music?
Where's the music?
Flyover.
Yeah, I don't have that soundboard with me anymore.
Well, one of the most remarkable things that we have here in San Diego is Fleet Week San Diego. It's America's first Fleet Week. It's been around for a really long time. And I'm very proud to introduce to you Brian Sack, who is the Executive Director of Fleet Week San Diego.
Great. Welcome, Brian.
Well, thank you. Glad to be here.
Great. Well, we're working on adjusting that microphone. Tell us a little bit about San Diego Fleet Week.
Well, we're in full swing. We started Saturday, December 5th with the SDSU USD football game. We had the family tailgate out there on the 5th, and we had our kickoff last Tuesday.
Great.
Fun.
So kickoff last Tuesday, San Diego State. Tell us, why don't we start out with, tell us a little bit about more of the events and what's going on.
Sure, absolutely. I'll go down real quick. On Tuesday, September 16th, we've got the Fleet Week SDMAC breakfast. So that'll be, that is tomorrow,
okay.
Tomorrow morning. We've got on the 17th, we've got the Enlisted Recognition luncheon at SeaWorld, and there's still tickets available, and you can find those on our website. We have on September 17th as well the Coronado Village Car Procession. So that's part of Connected In with Speed Festival. And we start on the base and make our way down 4th, take a right on Orange, and over there to Rotary Park, which we will stop there at the park. We'll have opportunities for the public to actually vote on car favorite.
Ooh.
So we'll have a band up there, and I hear we're going to have some military personnel as well, so that the folks can come.
Military personnel show up at Fleet Week, really? Okay.
It's a stretch, but so we'll have them there, so you can come out and say thank you.
Great. And I'm gonna sidetrack here. You've been kind enough to give us some tickets for Fleet Week Coronado the Speed Festival. So I'm going to put this out. The tickets are there for our listeners. Anybody that wants to come, tell us when and where real quick.
It is on North Island, so over on Coronado. Basically just go on the Coronado Bridge and go straight. You'll run right into the base, and that's where we are. They will funnel you all to our site, which is at the end of Coronado on runway 2.
Okay.
And that's where we'll be on the 19th and 20th.
Now, what's going to happen in the Speed Festival?
I'm glad you asked.
Yeah.
We've got a whole array of things. We've got Jeff Aaron, who's our Red Bull stunt bike motorcycle rider. So he'll be out there. We've got our USO show troupe that's going to be doing our national anthem live.
Oh, fun.
Wow.
So we'll have Joe Montagna, our Grand Marshal.
Love him.
He might bring some friends, I hear. So we will have...
and I'm sure we'll see a picture of Eve with him sometime later.
Yes.
Righty.
Although we want to see the real Joe Montagna, not one of the lookalikes. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the real deal. He's definitely a contributor to the military all across the United States, and we can't thank him enough. And it first came up to ask him, he said yes before he even checked his calendar.
Oh, so, wonderful.
So I'm sure he's got a tight calendar. So we'll get him out there for Sunday, and so coming out, you can see him. And we'll also have co-Grand Marshals, World War II veterans that'll
awesome.
So.
Now, what kind of race cars are these? We're going to see this weekend?
These are vintage race cars. So there's 10 classes that you can see these cars that raced back in the day. So they're all pedigreed.
Huh?
And these are the ones that you see in Laguna Seca that'll be out there. We've got that same thing through a new race provider we have this year.
Do I get to drive one?
You cannot drive one.
Oh.
So we've got a 1.7 mile track that we build. It's being built right now out on runway 2 and the tarmac. So when we get there, it's tarmac and runway, and we basically make a village. We will have a car show. We have a car show there, and we also have Car Club Corral. So we'll have 3,000 cars out there from the general area. And we also have in the paddock, which is kind of special, that you can actually, the public can go into the paddock, which is the garage area for the race cars. You can see these cars. If you're nice enough, they'll even let you sit in and take a picture.
Oh, fun.
So these are and new this year with this race provider. He has hero cards. So what that is each car will have the stats. So the kids that come out can go and collect all these cars. I believe we're up to 270 automobiles.
Wow.
So last year I think we were at 203. So we've got a lot of cars out there that cost a lot of money. And so I think it's the public would appreciate it. To go talk to the mechanics. They can talk to the mechanics, the driver, get the history of the cars.
Wow.
Great.
And you were nice enough to bring in tickets for this. How many tickets do we have to give away?
Well, I'll get to that in 1 second.
All right.
Okay.
Don't be teasing.
You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170theanswer.com. Give us a tweet at CloseUpSD. Email me at barry@closeupsandiego.com or find our page on Facebook. Want to hear from you? I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with Andrea Kay, Urban Miaris, Eve Nasby, and Brian Sack from Fleet Week San Diego.
Yeah.
So,
hey Brian, how and why did Fleet Week start?
The original Fleet Week started actually in 1935. So at the World Exposition here in San Diego, the whole event was a year long. Try to make this short for you. But, so basically, they wanted to show that industry and everything was back in order. It was after the Depression. They also wanted to bring the fleet here to San Diego for the Pacific. And this was a showcase of that. So we had 58,000 Navy and Marines that were here. At that time, they did it in spans of weeks, is where they booked the guest for the Balboa Exposition. And coming down from Balboa Park, you looked at the harbor. There was the whole fleet, and they were here for a week. So it stuck, and that's how it got its name.
Great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
great. Well, let me throw out an offer to our listeners. If anybody wants to attend Fleet Week, the Fleet Week Coronado Speed Festival on Saturday or Sunday, I'm going to put out my cell phone. Just send me a text or call me, and I'll be happy to get you the tickets. First two callers, no, I take it back. The first caller gets a free Coronado Speed Festival hat, because the other one is already sitting on Eve here.
Oh,
but
God, gorgeous.
Yes.
I know it is.
So call me 619-549-5920 or text me, and I will get you the first 10 callers get a ticket to Fleet Week Coronado Speed Festival, and the first caller actually gets Coronado Speed Festival hat to go with it. So, and we might even be able to coerce Torrey Pines Town Car to take you down there in one of their limousines.
Mm-hmm. I needed them last year after I did that boot camp challenge, and I couldn't walk back to my car. I needed them to come pick me up. Now, what other events do you have going on?
So, well, I'll finish up on the Speed Fest. So we've got the Speed Fest we'll finish up. We also have ship tours. So there's ship tours going on. We also have static displays. So we have helicopters. We'll have Jeeps, boats.
As long as I don't have to take another tour on an LST, we're okay. Okay.
Not a problem. So we'll have 3 vessels there that they can go in and tour. So we're excited about that. We usually just have 2. So
awesome.
So yeah, that's we're definitely excited.
Great. So what have we missed? Any great events that we haven't talked about?
Sure. So we've got we'll have the enlisted golf. So that's kind of stuff that we do on the back burner. So
okay.
It's not really open to the public, but we'll have our enlisted men and women that we host out for golf. They get a box lunch. We have
nice.
a lunch start, so they get and then afterwards we do a banquet, and we have our own Fleet Week beer that we'll have there for them, and we give away close to $10,000 worth of Callaway golf product.
That's
wow,
fabulous.
That's
fabulous.
awesome.
I want to know if you've invited Urban in to do the blind golf challenge yet.
I only play at midnight.
Yeah. Now this just must be so much.
It's the playing field.
This must be so much fun for you to do this.
It is.
And we talked before the show about your background. Tell everybody how you got involved with Fleet Week, coming from corporate America.
Well, I came in just volunteering and knowing what I can do here in San Diego. I moved officially to San Diego in '96, and I was, like I say, in the corporate world and was looking for a way to give back. And so I volunteered with the Holiday Bowl, now the Holiday Bowl and Poinsettia Bowl, which actually ran the Speed Fest. And then the Speed Festival lost their corporate sponsor with Chrysler. and they put the word out for anybody that wanted to still have an event back then that had 20,000 people come, and I was one of the people to show up, and then I volunteered, got on the executive committee, and it got taken over by Fleet Week. And so 10 years later, it came up where the executive director position was available. I threw my name in the hat, and here we are. So last year was my first year doing the Speed Festival. Definitely not the first time being involved, so I knew pretty much what was going on.
Well, I want to get to something that is important to us and make sure that we get the word out here. From what I can tell, you are a completely 100% privately funded charity.
You are correct. So a lot of people think that we're funded or we're part of the military. We are not. We were, like I say, started in 2001 by an admiral. So we have our 501c3 classification, and we are the only Fleet Week in the United States that takes no financial assistance from any of the government. So how do you go about getting your funding? Well, we have our wonderful sponsors, which you can find on our website. That one, they can just donate. Two, I'm a huge proponent of return on investment. So we do have all those opportunities, and communicating with the military. So the one thing that where Fleet Week specializes, and we know how to effectively communicate with the military. So the military doesn't know how to effectively communicate with the business world, and the business world does not know how to effectively communicate. So you're the missing link. Exactly, I'm the translator ring. So basically, I go into these corporations, say, what do you want to get out of it? So. And there's a couple things that companies want. They either want to do business with the military, or they want to show a benefit to the public that they are contributing to the military. And we help with both of those. Great. Awesome. Great. So let's talk about how can people find out more about Fleet Week, and how can potential sponsors connect with you for what you do? We have everything on our website. So we can go to that's fleetweeksandiego.org. So they can get some information. We have a sponsorship area on the website, and they can also give a call. So my number is on there, my email is on there, and then we'll go from there. As far as the static, we do have those for sponsorship, but I'm more of listening to the CEO or the CEO, and what are their edicts, what do they want to get accomplished, and we'll curtail what their needs are to getting it done with the military. Great. Well, I'm going to make a suggestion for you. Sure. We have a very expansive channel on YouTube for Close Up on San Diego Business. I would suggest that you go on to that channel, look at all the different companies that we've interviewed, and anybody that you want to connect with. That's part of what we do. We collaborate bring businesses together. So if there's anybody that you want to connect with to find out more or to learn more about how we can help you, go on the YouTube channel, find out all the guests that have been on there, and let me know, and I will connect you. Sounds great. Great.
Yeah, block out a day or two, because there's a couple hundred plus on that.
Yeah. No shortage of interviews here. So anyway, hey, Brian, thanks for being with us. I encourage everybody to go to fleetweeksandiego.org, find out more, find out how to give back, like you've been doing for many years. So thanks for being here. Yeah, absolutely. So tickets for this Saturday and Sunday, they can go on the website and purchase them. I would suggest you do it before Friday, because that's when tickets go up. So pre-sale is $25. Currently pre-sale for $35. You can get both days. Right. So a day of, it's $35 for one day. Yep, and for the first 10 people that call me, I will get them free tickets. The first one gets a hat. You can text me or call me at 619-549-5920. That's my personal cell phone. Or you can email me, Barry@closeupsandiego.com. And we look forward to getting some people out there. So thanks for being with us. All right. This is Close Up on San Diego Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170theanswer.com. Send us a tweet at CloseUpSD, or just find our page on Facebook. You can always email me at Barry@closeupsandiego.com. Let me know what you think. I'm your host, Barry Waxler. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.